2000 Toyota Camry 2.2 liter timing belt, 12mm bolt here, 12mm bolt on the back, loosen that up, 14mm bolt here, then this adjuster screw, you're going to adjust it down, take the belt off, we'll take these mounts off here. Oh my gosh, can we have quiet on the set, please?
You are totally ruining my creative fluids.
Couple ground wires disconnect here. This one here. We'll be getting this mount out of here too. Then I kind of get the stuff I can reach before I have to move too much stuff, so we got 10mm bolts on the cover. Right here, right down there too, and there's one on the back side too. You can feel it, can't see it there. Then when the wheel well, we'll take apart those two 10mm bolts there, and that should do it. Give us access to the crankshaft pulley and the I think power steering belt. Then we get to that 14mm bolt back there for the power steering, and we should be able to get it to pull on the belt and get that belt loosened up from here. Dang, yeah.
Because that's a bit of...
Sometimes you can get these off by getting two screwdrivers or two pry bars on each side and working it back and forth and walking it off, but not having any luck on this, so I'll have to get a puller, put two screws in there and use a special tool, a puller, to pull this off. Sorry I went ahead and did this without videotaping it, but we got two bolts in here and a puller set up and a little centering cone there, and pretty much pulled right off. And I'm going to take this out, and it's a 6mm, I'm going to call it a 6x160 bolt. Then you can see it's about a 2 5/8 inch bolt, or 2.5 inch bolt right there, but it's metric, so two of those and should be good to go with a puller set. And we've taken off some lower cover bolts, so right here we'll take one off, and right here, and then up here we're going to take one off as well, and that might do it. And then we have our crankshaft pulley crank sensor here. You can maybe just pop the wiring harness side out of here and maybe leave it in place, maybe, we'll see. Otherwise just a 10mm bolt to take it out. bolt's actually loose. Then we need to get two 14mm bolts down there holding this black triangle bracket. There's one on that side and there's one on the other side as well. You can see it down there. So we'll get those off probably with a 14mm socket and a wrench. So I have a medium deep socket on here, and then I have my ratchet, and I'm in here, and I am able to get in here and break it loose. I'll just take this one loose. Both are loose. Now I'm just using the socket in my hand and turning the bolts. Since they're loose, I can turn them out by hand. So to take the 10mm bolt out of here so we can get this out. It's disconnected from above. So we got the crankshaft sensor right there. So be sure to line up the time marks if your belt is not broken first, and then we'll go ahead and loosen up the tensioner and take the belt off. You can kind of see the little dimple in there. If I can hold the camera steady enough, see the dimple in there. Probably paint it white, make it easier. Might make a mark too on the bottom. Oh, looks like someone made a yellow mark, probably where that sensor notch sticks out. Somewhere close. Alright, when I'm doing the water pump assembly, I have pretty good luck with a 10mm and a swivel for there. And actually go through here, and over here. And then I can get to these right down in here. Fairly easy. That one, of course, you can probably get to them with a just a regular ratchet wrench too. So either way, but that's how I'm doing it. See, this one's coming loose already. Just you need to replace the computer, coil, wire harness, fuse, that's all. do have a drain bucket underneath, so we can drain the coolant into a bucket. That's the plan. Let's see if it'll come loose. There we go. Take the radiator cap off and it'll flow out a bit faster. Looks like most of it's making in the bucket, so I'm happy. Keep my floor dry. So here's the new assembly, and to get it off on the car we're fighting, there's an O-ring in here, and of course just a gasket set up here, but there's an O-ring in there, and I might need to get a screwdriver or pry bar and loosen it up over here. Then we'll make sure that this mounting area is clean with get a scraper, maybe a razor blade, and get this clean. And then replace the O-ring. There's a new O-ring that comes in the water pump kit that we have gotten, along with the thermostat gasket. So just go ahead and make sure these surfaces are clean before you reinstall. Don't forget the new gasket for here on the water pump. Got the crankshaft fully off here. This has got to be one of the smallest markings of timing marks that I've seen on a vehicle. But right in the middle is a little dimple. It's not very obvious, but I suppose you can notice it's right here, just off to the left of that. So right in there. So you can look at yours and determine that. I try and do a good job of cleaning it. Put some white out on it to make it stand out. And we'll do the same with the mark on the engine. Now, it might be hard to see, but I do have the marks lined up. I hope I did a good job of showing the marks with everything apart. This does seem to slide off for me, although it does have fuller options there. It slid right off for me, so hope this helps you out. Line up the crankshaft. So we have an O-ring that sits in here. We're going to use a little spray. I'm going to spray adhesive and spray in there so the O-ring will stick better. And then, yeah, that's what we're going to do for that O-ring. Let that set for a little bit before we mount it. You can put a little lubricant on here, maybe a little rubber lubricant or some coolant on there, maybe help it slip on a little bit better. We got that on there. We need to get our gasket actually on the end here. Before I forget, we'll spray a little of that tack adhesive on here too, though I don't need it actually with this on here.
He actually said he sold the truck for $25, but I didn't have $25 cash in the wallet. So that truck?
So to install this water pump, we're going to bring it to take that pulley off on the bottom. I didn't do it to take it out for some reason, but the new one's not going in, so make it easier on ourselves, and we'll take this off. That's it, then we'll wiggle around this so we can get the bolts all in the right holes here before we tighten anything on the other side. So just wiggle this around, we line up our holes and get this installed. Then we want to at least put this bolt in here for the bottom, for that bracket for the alternator, because we don't want to put this all together and find out the bolt won't actually go in the hole. So put it in there, get all our bolts tight, and maybe take a look at it and try and make sure it's centered, and then bolt everything up tight, the 3 bolts over there and the 2 nuts on the pump there, and you should be good to go. And don't have any problem with that bracket. Crankshaft pulley nut is about 40 foot-pounds of torque on there if you take it off. And we'll see about lining up the timing marks there. I'm going to probably use a mirror so I can make sure that hole lines up. And then when it lines up, I'll also put a dash of paint on there. And this is for when you're taking it off. If the belt's good, let's make sure the marks are all lined up. Make some marks. So I am happy with my alignment in the mirror through that hole. So then I made a little mark over here with the camshaft sensor, as you can see. So we'll put the belt on, and we'll have our easy marks that we can see well to get everything.